Well, finally, WrestleMania season has come and gone. We all can now relax, take a deep breath, look forward to the new people that are coming up from NXT, about that superstar shakeup we got going on, and finally, maybe just maybe have some good news in the world of wrestling for a show. What the hell is? Oh, oh, oh! Stupid, dumbass, mother! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. Let's get started. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've heard by now, this is the first chance I've gotten to talk about this. It has made its way through the wrestling fan base, the reason for Mauro Ranello's absence on SmackDown. That reason has three letters: JBL. According to reports, Mauro had been bullied on multiple occasions by JBL, specifically about the way he does his announcing, his use of pop culture references, his use of course, big words. But they say it really stepped into high gear when he released a tweet about being humbled for receiving the Wrestling Observer newsletter Commentator of the Year, award which I believe he has won 3 years running. They say that it's rumored that because of this, JBL stepped up his bullying and it triggered Mauro's manic depression. It has been said as early as yesterday that Mauro has removed all references to WWE from his social media. And he also put out a tweet quoting Buddha. There are 3 things you can't hide: the sun, the moon, and the truth. If this were an isolated incident, I'm sure it wouldn't be that big of an issue. However, it's not an isolated incident. There have been multiple reports going as far back as his wrestling days of JBL bullying superstars and other people. Of course, some have stood up to him. Recently, an account from Hardcore Holly of how he tried to bully Steve Blackman, and Steve Blackman pretty much beat the crap out of him and flat out said, "You come at me again, I will kill you." I think he said finish, but basically we all know what he means. It's also well documented his issues at ECW One Night Stand with the Blue Meanie, where he actually punched the Blue Meanie in the face. He ended up getting punished for that by having to job out to him. But there have been multiple occasions where recently Justin Roberts came out on a tour abroad. JBL stole his passport out of his bag. He, and then there's of course instances where he would run into the shower and start washing other wrestlers' genitals. Ladies and gentlemen, as I illustrated earlier, the gloves are off. It's been well documented on my social media and on this show how much I do not care for John Bradshaw Layfield, how much I do not care for his commentary, as insipid and juvenile as it can get. The fact is, honestly, I still believe to this day you could put a cardboard cutout, put a headset on it, and have some monkey hit random buttons on a soundboard, and no one would know if he was gone. JBL has been a detriment to the SmackDown commentary team and but above all else, now with all this, a cancer on WWE. I don't care who he's pals with. I don't care what he's done to raise his stock. I sure as hell don't care that he ran Wrestler Court after Taker went to part-time. The fact of the matter is, John Layfield is a bully. Pure and simple. And the simple fact that he allowed this professional jealousy, which probably he occurred after the 14th time his wife told him, don't worry, it happens to lots of guys, and happened to read this tweet when he realizing, well, I need to take this guy down because he's better than me. You damn right! Mauro Ranallo's better than you! Mauro Ranallo brings excitement. He brings that need to watch it because the way he talks, we feel we miss something if we're not watching. Mauro Ranallo has been a stalwart in combat sports broadcasting for years. He's in that upper echelon of wrestling commentators where, where the air is so thin. They're so thin that only Gordon Soley and Jim Ross, those guys, can hang up there. While you and Josh Matthews are sitting there sitting there. If he's upset he didn't get nominated, he wasn't even in the running for the award, well, I got an award for you. He's right there with Josh Matthews. You have perfect competition for that. It's called the We Hear Arby's is Hiring Award because you sure as shit do not belong anywhere near that commentating table. John Layfield is a piece of human excrement. And I hope he goes the way of Bill DeMott. Because he's no better. And Bill DeMott got fired for the same exact thing no more than, 2-3 years ago. You have a company trying to instill a Be a Star campaign to do anti-bullying messages, and this is the message you send. The fact that you can't police the people in your own company, and you can't remove someone who's bullying people. And out of sheer spite and jealousy. I've seen the hashtag Fire JBL. You damn right they should. Because when you bring nothing to the table, it's one thing. But when you try to bring down those around you, specifically people who are infinitely better than you at your job, that right there should have said something that I need to step my game up at this table. But instead he took the low road and attacked the man. Believe me, if I were running WWE, JBL would be in my office and I'd be saying, go ahead and go back to Bermuda and don't book a return trip. Because John Layfield is a bully. And to do what he did to all these people around him. Yes, Mauro isn't the first, but Mauro's the latest. And like I said before, the same thing happened with Bill DeMott, and he was run out of WWE on a rail. You can go on Twitter and deny it all you want. You can try and, say, oh, he does all these wonderful things. But when you have this kind of a toxic effect where people have to punch you in the face to get you to stop harassing them, where you harass somebody who's been noted to have mental issues to the point where they have a breakdown. It's your breakup line. It's not me. It's you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite person to talk about has once again made wrestling news. Um, Earlier this week at the SEO Awards, Alberto El Patron decided to take some time filming a Periscope dedicated to smearing the WWE. It's speculated that he had been drinking at the time, and he decided to go on Periscope. And even though Paige was trying to stop him several times, she said, "Whose phone is this?" He said, "Whose phone is this? Mine." Now in it, he continues his verbal assault on WWE, still claiming to all and sundry that WWE is the one that was responsible for the leaks earlier last month. That goes on to insult Triple H, his nose, and saying he's not really a man. And then goes on to say that Paige will come back to WWE when he says it's okay. I find it hard to believe that 3 weeks ago we were hoping that this man would step up and you know, at least by all accounts, he appeared to be, that he would be the man who could help her through this and help her get back to her life and her career. But now what we're starting to see is Del Rio may do more damage to her career with a phone than Brad Maddox ever could. There are many people speculating now that because of these videos, WWE could fire Paige. Now, I want to stop right here and say that, again, Paige cannot be blamed for what he says, what he does. I mean, yes, WWE personnel have been fired for what they have said and done. Their own conscionable actions. But again, this was not her. In fact, of course, she's trying to stop him again from making an idiot of himself. Which, the last few months, up until March, he's been doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, beating up a wrestler, beating up a guy at a club in Austria, telling everybody and sundry about how the WWE is racist and judges people and makes them fit, but the thing is, it's a bad look. You look like a controlling, whiny little child who's mad because he didn't get his way. Ever since he was released the second time, he's been just blasting WWE every single chance he gets and basically waving it in front of them that he's in a relationship with Paige and that Paige cares about him. A lot of fans have seemed to notice that the feeling isn't reciprocated, that he really doesn't care, that it's simply the only reason he maintains the relationship is to hold power over WWE. Yes, We all sympathized with the Cody Barbieri incident. That was unfortunate. That Bella Punk bitch had it coming. And eventually he got fired too because he wasn't very good at his job. Apparently, Alberto El Patron has not forgotten this. I mean, and let's just go to a couple of things. All right, one, say that WWE was behind the leagues. If they wanted Paige gone, they would not have to resort to that. There are much easier ways. Terminating contract, saying, oh, you filed one less the third time, all this. Much easier ways to get rid of her. Instead of having her private life spelled out for all to see. Going after your former boss. I get it. You think Triple H is a dick. Move on. And then saying that Paige won't come back to WWE until she's good, until he says it's okay. I also go to his Twitter handle. And I notice it doesn't say Viva Alberto. I notice it doesn't say Viva El Patron. What does it say? Viva Del Rio. It's clear who the one with the problem is, and that is Del Rio and his inability to let it go. The fact that it didn't work in WWE. The fact that he never put forth the effort. That because of his lineage in Mexican wrestling, he basically expected WWE to just roll out the red carpet and hand him everything. Now you see his work rate's horrible. He's about as, we know he's about as loyal as a tsetse fly, if the right offer is out there. The fact is, Del Rio clearly cannot let it go. He has that axe to grind with WWE, and he's just going to keep grinding it. And the sad part is, he's using Paige as part of it. Whether or not he actually does love her is pretty much becoming irrelevant at this point. It's simply a matter of, I've got the power, I've got control over WWE. If they want Paige back, they have to go through me. Ha! No. She's still under contract with WWE, whether you like it or not. And if there's one thing I have ever learned in my experience with women, is that women have you have as much power over a woman as they let you have, and believe me when I say this, it is tenuous at best. Because eventually, if you keep acting like a jerk store, you keep acting like a little boy, keep blaming all and sundry for your problems, and then going after the people who pay to see you, calling us marks and saying we should move out of our parents' basement. Yeah, last time I checked, we paid for the house your basement is in, jerk store. Alberto just simply needs to let things go. Because we all know about the boy who cried wolf. Eventually no one will listen anymore. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Once again, folks, I thank you for watching. As always, I want to hear your opinions on the subjects I covered today. Um, if you're so inclined, feel free to drop a line in the comment section below. And as always, my glorious social media is available for your browsing and tweeting pleasure. Now, while you're watching this video, of course, do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications of upcoming episodes. Till next time, I'm the Guido, and I think we're done here.